So listen, don't be mad that I didn't do my review sooner. It was my birthday. Y'all got to give me my birthday. I don't do shit on my birthday. I didn't even watch the show. Okay, I'm just going to be honest because I knew I wasn't going to do no recording. It was my birthday. It was a holiday. Yes, it was a holiday. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Welcome back to my channel. Listen, if it's your first time visiting me, why don't you stay a while? Become a ray of sunshine. All you need to do is click that young subscribe button and then click the notification bell so you don't miss a video that I upload. And for those of you that are already a ray of sunshine, you know you live in light and in truth, honey, but we can do 100 in the shade, easy with our eyes closed on cruise control. What's up? How you doing? It's your girl. And you know what we're reviewing? We're reviewing Insecure season number 2, episode number 6, Hella Blows. So really quick, last week we saw Molly end up fucking Dro, end up falling for the okie doke in that open relationship thing. And I say okie doke because I'm going to tell you in a minute. Then we saw Issa get her hotation back. You know what I'm saying? She was feeling herself, getting different men, sleeping with them like, yeah, I'm single. I want to be a hoe, like getting her hotation up. And we was like, hey, girl, go. I mean, that's what real life looks like. And then we saw Lawrence. What was Lawrence doing last week? Shit. Ooh, that's bad. Anyway, if you want to see what he was doing, go ahead and check out my last week's review. Well, since we're on episode 6, I'm not going to really do kind of a recap, maybe a little bit more of a review style this time. And I'm going to do like I normally do. I'm going to start with Lawrence. So Lawrence, okay. So yeah, he went and pitched his app, to his higher ups, his bosses, the owner of the company that he works for, which, but it's the app that he wanted to get off the ground and launch while he was dating or with Issa, the one that he would always fall back to because he would say, I don't want a regular job because I want to go and have my own app going. I want my stuff to get going. That never did. You remember that one? Yeah, back in season 1. Right. So he pitched the idea and, found out that maybe it wasn't what they were looking for. When he pitched the idea, I mean, he was organized. He had all the specs. He had all the information. But you could also see that they weren't interested. And like the counterpart, the brunette, the one that I think that him and her are going to have an idea. Do y'all know what her name is? They're going to have something going. If y'all know what her name is, drop it in my comments below because they didn't say it last time or they did and I missed it. I can never hear what her name is. I don't really think they say her name. Anyway, she had said to him they weren't interested because they weren't asking questions. They didn't want to follow up with it. They didn't want to know more information about it. And he just was like, oh, you just hating, whatever, you just hating. But he found out quickly when he went to visit them, Ernie and Bert, from the Muppets, because that's what they remind me of. Ernie and Bert. When he went to go and visit Ernie and Bert, that's not their name on the show though, y'all. When he went and wanted to follow up and said, did you want to know more? Did you need more information? They totally were like, no, it was well put together. We don't have any more information. Keep trying. But he realized quickly that they weren't interested. They were like, it was a good idea. Keep trying. Keep trying. And where'd you get those J's? Where'd you get them shoes from again? His retro J's. It was the second time that they had asked about his shoes and not about what he was trying to promote or the idea he was trying to present to them. But she had said to him, they didn't tell you because they were trying to be nice. They didn't tell you because they didn't want to hurt your feelings. But the fact of the matter is, he realized they couldn't tell him that they didn't like his idea because he was a black man. You see, the fact of the matter is, I don't want to seem prejudiced, but I want you to know for a fact that black men that are well educated, that speak well, are more of a threat than the thug that's out on the street. For someone who is not of color to have to tell them no, it kind of scares them. Like, so not to say that an educated black man does not have that in them, because that's what scares them. It scares them. He's educated. He's articulate. He's got ideas, but he's still a black man. He's still bigger than me. He's still, he's got more presence than I do. I'm talking about the men I love. So anybody that is not of color and are feeling offended, I'm sorry, not really, because that's how I see them. And that's how they're actually seen in corporate America, as a threat. And so they were afraid to tell him that your idea sucks. It is off the radar. It is old. Go back and try it again. They tried to find the nicest way to say it, and they did, but Lawrence picked up on it. Now, when you saw Lawrence and Homegirl talking about it, you saw that they had a moment of chemistry, of intensity, of awkwardness, and it was because they do dig each other. I told y'all that last time. I told y'all that they kind of digged each other, or was it the time before that? But I can't wait to see where that goes and how that spins, especially when I saw the snippets for next episode. I want to see how he fares at work too. So tell me what you think about that situation. How do you feel about the way his upper management or his bosses actually handled him with denying his idea? I mean, it's a company, it runs. You have to be able to be assertive and say what it is. This is what is not working about it. Go back and try again. I'm not saying that it wasn't a good idea. It just doesn't fit us. They got to figure out how to do that. It's a trip. So then let's talk about Miss Molly. Baby, Miss Molly and Dro. When we saw Molly, you saw she felt awkward. She was on the phone with Dro. She felt awkward about their situation, about the sex that they had just had, that he's married, after she decided that she was going to go ahead and sleep with him. I mean, we do make mistakes at times. You know, we do make rash decisions. Our hormones lead us a lot of time as women, and then we get emotionally vested. Okay. So she, was feeling some kind of way about it and really needed a way out. Really was like, this isn't the right thing to do. She ends up talking to Issa about it and telling Issa, hey, I'm going to tell him, you know, I think this is going to ruin our friendship. Let's just be friends. Let's go back to being homies. And honestly, I really believe it's hard for you to go back to being just homies after you'd had an intimate relationship. Not to say that it can't be done, but it is a hard thing if it's not mutual. And we definitely know that Dro feels Molly, but Molly feels him too, and the only thing that's stopping her is her conscience and the Institute of Marriage, which should stop a lot of people. It should stop a lot of people. The Institute of Marriage, the fact that you're going to commit adultery, that should stop a lot of people if you're a Christian. And I think that's where Molly comes from with that. Well, as we continue to see Molly and Dro, we see them having, the normal hangout, going, to watch the game at the bar. And Molly begins to say, am I the only one that feels awkward about or feels some kind of way about we sleeping together? And really, Dro kind of just was her friend. You know what I'm saying? Was like, hey, look, we don't be awkward. You don't want to be an awkward. Eat some fries. Like, brought her back to being just me and Molly. Dro and Molly hanging on the block. Dro and Molly in college. Like, that's it. Nothing else. Like it was nothing, because when you have a relationship with someone that clicks like that, you fall off, but you get right back on. And he was able to bring her back in. He brought her back in so much that she was like, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and have sex with him again. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and go against my wise mind and sleep with him again. And baby, that was looking real good to me. That whole sex scene, and even though Yvonne Orji in real life is a virgin, right? We found that out last week, that she's a virgin in real life. She plays this role like she's been having sex for years. Because, her facial expressions, that's what good actresses do. I commend her for being a virgin in real life. For everybody who hating on her because she playing a role that's a little promiscuous. Whatever, it's a role. Anyway, so you see the intimate connection, the chemistry, the bond that they have. You can feel that energy through the TV, baby. Like, I'm all like, yes, oh my God, when I get that again. Whoo! Anyway, but after, you hear me, after the conversation that she should have finished in the bar before she got in the bed, she had the conversation about her his open relationship and them having sex, and is Candace okay with it? And but these are conversations that we should have had, and regardless of if Candace is okay with it, and regardless of if Dro was okay with it, if Molly wasn't okay with it, she should not have continued. And Molly wasn't okay with it because she teeter tots back and forth. That she wasn't with that. Like, we as women need to go with what we feel and not what makes us feel good, because sometimes that whole situation is like sugar to a diabetic. It is no good for you. It'll cause you to die in the inside. So she should have stuck her guns and been like, I can't do this, because that's not who she is, and that's not the kind of relationship that she really wants. Do y'all agree or no? I mean, because some people can deal with that, but Molly doesn't seem like she's going to be able to handle that. I mean, as women, I'm just saying for my own self. I'm saying for my own self. I couldn't handle it. I can't handle being second best. As amazing as I am, I can't handle being second best, right? Like, not only that, you're married, dude. Like, I would be like, she's always going to trump me. She's always going to trump me. Anyway, so, that was a little sweet spot, because in real life, you know, I was a side chick. If y'all hadn't seen that video, I was a side chick, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly, not anymore. You know, you work towards being a better person, and you really are always second, no matter how much chemistry or connection that you have. Somebody else's husband is not your soulmate, period, point blank. Somebody else's husband is not going to treat you like you are their wife. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be second best all the time. And we found out that she was second. They were having an intimate moment at the Ritz or wherever they were at the hotel, when she was in the bath and he was, you know, in the massaging her with his hand while she was in the tub, you know, massaging her sweet spot. And the phone rang, buzzed, and his wife couldn't get in the house. And yeah, he had to leave. She was getting up to go too, and he was like, no, stay. Dinner's on its way, and the room is already paid for. Stay. But did you see how she felt after? Right. She felt second. She felt less than. You know what I'm saying? She felt as if she didn't mean shit. That the wife was the priority. You are in an open relationship, and yes, your wife says it's okay, but I don't think your wife means for you to fall in love and for them to fall in love with you too. I don't think that that's what they want. You ain't in a polyamorous relationship. Polyamorous, a relationship where every party in the inside. So if there's 4 of you in the relationship, you can only date each other. You can only sleep with each other. You can only be in love with the people that are in that relationship, in that quad relationship. It can be however many people you want, but that's not what an open relationship is. An open relationship says you can go and see other people, but you love me. If you don't get to love anybody else. At least that's how I see it, and I could be wrong. Anybody out there in an open relationship and want to get me straight, let me know down in my comments below. But you saw the disenchantment, the disdain, the brokenness in her face. The damn, this is what it's gonna be like. I'm the side chick, okay? Like, open relationship, my motherfucking ass, bitch. You is the side chick, okay? You at the hotel, you know what I'm saying? You at the hotel, and he gotta go to his wife. He only coming to your house. Now y'all out in public because you guys are friends too, but shit. And I can't wait till next episode for that dinner party, Derek's birthday dinner party, so we can see how that plans out. Now, let's talk about Miss Issa, honey. Miss Issa, who got her rotation on, honey, who was feeling herself and loving life. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to be on my beck and call. Well, I'm here to tell you, ladies, it don't work that way for us as women. Because, see, like Issa found out with Neighbor Bay, they have other bitches. Okay, you might be in your rotation and you feeling good, like, yeah, this nigga. Well, each one of them niggas is fucking that girl. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you the truth about all of that. Oh, before I go any further, so you saw the girls at Sexplosion. This is important to me. You guys saw the girls at Sexplosion, and at Sexplosion, you know, I love the condoms. Miss Fear had got on my head. One of them episodes that I talked about, where's the condoms for safe sex? Well, Issa made sure to show that they are actually all being safe when they have intercourse by having those different varieties of condoms that were given out free at Sexplosion. Well, the girls had signed up for a blowjob, to learn how to give a blowjob, right? Because, and this is so big, I'll go back to Issa in just a second because it kind of ties into what I'm about to say about her next. This is so big. So the bougie friend Tiffany is like, yeah, I love giving head to my husband. It gives me control, blah, blah, blah. And the other women are like, I don't give head. I don't do that. And I got to be with you and really know you well enough to give head and blah, blah, blah. And one is like, I after being down there with the musty balls, I don't want to do that no more. So here's my thought on blowjobs, because I think this is the big thing that everybody's talking about. This is the big thing. Issa is really like dealing with a lot of shit that black girls deal with and how we feel about stuff. When we were growing up, giving head was not the thing to do. Like, white girls been giving head since they was in high school. Black girls was like, you did what? We wasn't doing that. We wasn't trying to put our mouth on their penises. I'm gonna be honest, that's what it was. And it's a big deal. It's a big deal when it comes to our community. I mean, and it's just now being shared and widely accepted as a black woman that you give head. So when I watched that, I thought, this is so typical. This is so typical, yeah, you may not want to give head to everybody, but giving head, I mean, you want them to go down and eat your pussy, right? You want them to do that. And, even though we self-clean, as Keisha said, but they can't see what's all up in there. We can see what's on their penises. But the point that I'm trying to make is you bitches get on my nerves with that. Like, there is nothing wrong with providing oral sex, giving fellatio, giving head, giving the brain, whatever you want to call it. We need to come out of our box. It is a part of sex. And to be honest, if you're not doing it, there's another woman that will. You hear black men talk about how women of other ethnicities are always so more freeing with their sexuality. It is true. It has something to do with being black. Growing up, we were taught that, of course, this is our temple. And it is still our temple. And we were taught that some things were taboo and we shouldn't be doing those things. And giving fellatio and oral sex is one of those things that was not widely accepted. Having sex with more than one person was not widely acceptable. You were automatically, instantly labeled as a hoe. Unlike men who, they getting accolades. Women, we're labeled as hoes or sluts or thots or whatever. We need to change our way of thinking just a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying go out and suck every nigga dick that you know. No, I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying that you need to be a little more freeing. And maybe you should go take a class, because I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm with Tiffany. It is, you do have a little bit more control. And on top of that, if you love them and you want to please them, that is part of pleasing your man. I digress, because now I'm at 19 fucking minutes. So, Issa. So Issa's like, I'm gonna call Nico. She calls Nico and she tries to get with Nico. Like, I was like, okay, go ahead and be assertive. Get your prowess on. Yes, honey. I was all for it, because we as black women sometimes aren't as assertive as we are in day-to-day life. In the bedroom, some of us are not that assertive. Sometimes me included. You want to be more submissive because we have to be so strong on the outside. But I was like, yes, bitch, get it. Nico was like, no, I really like you. I really like you, Issa. And so, no, I don't want to ruin what we have. Let's go to dinner. She was like, bye. That's not what I wanted. I was trying to get laid. This is what I wanted. I was trying to fuck. Now, y'all remember last season? She wasn't trying to fuck Lawrence like that, honey. She was always like, ugh, because she was irritated and not attracted. But now she was irritated and not attracted to him because he was not pulling his weight as a man. Gotta shut your shit up real quick. You'll dry up like the Sahara Desert, okay? Then, I forgot to say that in the beginning, she contacted Daniel and he was like, I'm busy in the studio. I can't. And she was feeling some kind of way, but I was feeling like Daniel was blowing her off, because Daniel wanted more than what she was willing to give her. In the last episode, we saw he was feeling her just a tad bit more than she was feeling him. I really hope y'all get to really see me. Anyway, so, we see her and Daniel again. Now, we see her and Daniel after Sexplosion. And they getting hot and heavy. I'm all thinking she gonna give him head anyway before she actually went for it. And she said, I got this. And she gives him head. And evidently the class that she was in taught her some good ass tricks, because the nigga was really enjoying himself, and he was like, where you learn how to do that? Like, and he told her, I'm coming. He gave her fair warning, I'm coming. Now listen, ladies, if you're not finna swallow, if you don't want it on your face, if you don't want it on your body, if you gonna feel disrespected when the nigga say he coming, move your face, get your face up out of his penis, out of his groin, get it from right there, move out of the way, and jack him off with your hand, because otherwise it's gonna go down your throat, or it's gonna get in your face when it starts shooting and you pull back. So that's what happened. It got so good that it shot out and it hit her in the eye. You knew she wasn't a professional, because she wouldn't have got hit in the eye. She would have known what to do. Like, they didn't teach you that in the class. They didn't teach you what comes out. They didn't teach you to stop before it was feeling so good. They didn't tell you, oh, stop. Well, her intent was just to do that. I think that was her intent, and then maybe to have a second round. And she was livid, like upset, feeling disrespected. Now, I know some of y'all gonna look at me sideways. But, bitch, you was down there. You was down there. You didn't know what the fuck you was doing. So, yeah, you got hit in the eye. And then you got the nerve to be mad at him. Bitch, you made him feel good. You actually should be feeling really good, because it was a whole lot of it, and it came out shooting fast. You ought to be glad that you knew what the fuck you was doing. Like, y'all might get mad at me, but I'm a little more free, a little more open than most people when it comes to this kind of stuff. And yeah, it hit you in the eye, and yeah, that shit hurt, and yeah, you was feeling some kind of way, but you should have just laughed it off. I don't feel like that was anything to be super upset about. Like, maybe it's just me. What do y'all think? Tell me your thoughts about that whole episode, because that's what's buzzing around, and we're gonna see how that plays out next episode, because you see the two of them are together at the dinner party. I'm excited about next week. So what did you think about Lawrence and his work situation and how he's being treated as a black man? Like, you're afraid to tell me something to help me be better. Then you got Molly and Dro. Like, come on, Molly, do you think she gonna stop fooling with him? Because I don't know, she likes that sex and they do have really good chemistry, but you still the side chick. I don't give a fuck if it's an open relationship or not, bitch, you the side chick. And then you got Issa. Issa is trying to discover who she is as a hoe. You know, she ain't been by herself in a while, and so she kind of enjoying it. But I think she overreacted with that whole come in the eye thing. That's just me. Now, he should have got up and been like, oh, let me help you. But I really feel like she might have overreacted just a tad bit. What you think? It's okay to disagree with me. Just do it down in the comments below. Make sure to like it, to share it with a friend. And if you haven't already, to go ahead and subscribe to become a ray of sunshine. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review of Insecure season 2, episode number 6. Hella blows. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I will see you on the next video.